Before we begin, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, sweeties. The part begins with Giga in the hospital, feeling sad. Angelo is with her, but she's remembering the night. She was with Yuri. He told her that he arranged their engagement because she wanted to be with him. When Kiefer saw this, he thought she was cheating on him with Yuri. He said he'd pretend he didn't see anything. She's lost in thought about everything that happened, but Angelo is talking to her, telling her she needs to calm down even for Aries' sake. She's very confused, but then she snaps out of it and confirms his words. He tells her to take care of Aries until they get back together and can talk about everything. He leaves, and she realizes that a lot has happened to make Aries fail. She thinks about her problems and remembers when he saw Ella with Yuri and when Sean came to attack him, how he hit him and made him very sick. Suddenly he wakes up, and she's happy that he's starting to recover, even though he's tired and can't stand her being near him, and that's why she lets him. No, he's always upset with her because she's always worried about him and always leaves. But then he remembers and says that he's not upset with her. But why is he the only one who remembers what happened between them in the past? What she did to him, and why he's the one who kept putting up with all of it? How could she not remember that they both lived together with her mother and played all the time? Her mother would come and take care of her and bring her everything she liked. And she'd make Aries take the food. And her mother would make her call Aries, her older brother, and take care of her. And he was focused on her. The truth is that he hated her mother very much, and the only person he loved was her. The truth is that her mother was always bullying him and treating him badly, and her mother was always getting into fights with people because they made fun of her since her children had different fathers. She was thinking about how she would get the money to continue Jaji wars. Who should be going to school now that he's older is being suggested to her by her friend, who tells her to take the children to her mother. However, she refuses because she's not her real mother. She's just a street child. In short, she needs to be independent. We learn that Jaji is actually from her mother, and she tells her to call Jaji's father to ask him for money since he's rich. Wars overhears all of this and goes along with it, saying that even though their fathers are different, he's still her brother. He always takes care of Jaji, even when she's sick and crying because she wants her mother, who often leaves them. This has made Jaji used to her mother's absence. He makes Wars go and cook her food and buy her whatever she wants. He always loves Jaji and cares for her more than anyone else. When he goes to his mother, she gets upset because he left Jaji when she was sick, even though he brought her food. The blame falls on him, and on his first day of school he was very ill due to neglect and irregularity in his basic bodily functions, such as using the bathroom and eating. This prompted his mother to confront him, blaming him for not watching his sister, and for not drinking enough water. She told him he couldn't go to school anymore because he had no money, left due to hospital bills. When he asked to go to school, she went and was harsh with him because he was a stubborn child and had to obey and help her. This caused his grandmother to intervene, stopping her because she was hurting the child. She immediately defended him, and he cried. It was the first time he had ever seen his grandmother, and had anyone by his side. He was passing the time when his grandmother decided to take him and raise him, with Angel and his mother. They decided to raise him together so he would have people around him, although he wanted his sister, Jay, to be with him. His mother refused, which made him constantly restless. They tried to calm him down. He takes his time because he wants to be good to them and get to know them all. His mother makes him behave well with them, but on the condition that she returns one day with Jaji. He cries a lot when she leaves, and that was the last time he told her she was his mother. He spends all his time waiting for his mother, but Angelo thinks he's a poor thing because she's never coming back. That's why his aunt suggests he come live with her and enroll in school with Angelo until his sister Jaji comes. He really wants her, but when his mother arrives, he's happy because he thinks she'll take him. So she tells him he can stay with his aunt for now, and she'll take care of him and bring him lots of toys. But he feels she always loves Jaji more than him. So she explains that when he grows up, he'll understand everything. She hugs him, but he pulls away from her and hugs his aunt, crying because he won't be with his sister, Jaji. He used to cry a lot because his mother had separated them. But one day when he grew up and heard news about her, he was overjoyed to see her again. However, he began to get used to her absence. Her mother remarried, and they drifted even further apart. He was happy with his current life. When he saw her, he thought she might recognize him, but he realized she was too young. He went and stayed with her because she walked barefoot and was a mischievous child from a young age. Despite this, he had always cared for her, putting his shoes on her and making her obey him. He taught her how to wear those big shoes and even how to ride a bicycle. He saw that she was being mistreated by her stepfather, which is why she went off to walk alone. That's when he saw the car that had been following them everywhere they went. So we go with Aries, who is with Euro and Kiefer when they are young, but this person has been following them all the time, and we do not know where he is. And that is why he tells them that he is always following them. And suddenly it comes to him when he returns home because they are going to his grandmother's house because his sister is missing, and at that time he kept looking for her that night. But he did not stay awake and went to our favorite place and kept looking for her until he found her, and she was badly beaten. She was upset, and this made him cry a lot about the condition his sister had arrived in. He went to her, but suddenly she disappeared, and he approached her while she was sitting in great shock, and he blamed him because he was supposed to inform them of the violence they saw on her at that time. It was possible that all of this had not happened to her in the first place. They went to the hospital and saw that she might be suffering from memory loss because of the situation she was in, and he should leave her alone and not bring back her memories from the second time. He let her grandmother take care of her, so he would go sit with her and see that they have wounds on her body and back, and she doesn't remember how they happened. That's why he makes her rest so she can remember everything. Despite this, she asks about her mother, which will eventually allow her to talk to her. Since then, she has been living with her grandmother, and they have become separated. He wonders why they ended up like this in the first place. A lot of time has passed and they have more problems, and he doesn't understand why this is happening. Angelo used to yell at her because she would always get into fights. Worth would intervene to calm them down because Angelo would get very angry with her. Then Pierre went to talk to someone who said that his father had actually passed away, and that they both disappeared. They woke up in this strange place and didn't know what had happened. But suddenly he brought them food and talked to him, telling him that he had a connection to his mother and that he needed to know him well. He scared him a lot, and it turned out that this was his real father, whom he hadn't expected to kidnap them, and that's how they meet. But he's kidnapped them because he wants the Melman Angelo. When Ars goes to defend Giga, they gang up on her and beat her. He's stronger than them, but Giga hits him on the head, knocking him unconscious. She goes crazy when she sees blood and immediately remembers everything that happened in her life. She scares Ars terribly and looks at him, thinking he'll hurt her because they're all the same. He tries to stop her and reveal his identity, but she stabs him. He tells her he won't do anything to her, but she insists he'll hurt her. It's clear she's the reason for Ars's illness. He faints, still not understanding why Giga did this to him. Since then, he's been suffering a lot because of what happened. He stayed in the hospital to recover, and doesn't know how to deal with it anymore. Suddenly, his friends arrive. Kaffer, Yoru, and Percy. They celebrate his recovery, and his friends are really doing well together. They celebrate his recovery and are all happy together. But then he sees Gaga with the knife and gets scared. She's already been watching him, and Kiefer asks about her, but she rejects him and goes to check on him. This makes him scared and very affected every time he hears her voice. She doesn't remember what happened, so he pushes her away completely. She doesn't want to get close to him or talk about. He gets very upset and makes her leave immediately. He says that even if he tries to go back to normal between them, his mind keeps remembering the night she tried to kill him. He's with his friends, driving around, and they joke with him. Thinking he's crazy, Kiefer talks to him, saying that since he left the hospital, he's clearly changed, but he doesn't say anything. He goes to think about where they'll go out tonight, as he missed them terribly. And indeed, they go out tonight. They are together, and talking about the girls and the beautiful view. But suddenly it is raining, and they are standing at this time, and they are all joking together, and they decide to walk in the car in the rainy weather. This is strong, and they are paving the way, and afraid that anything will happen. And they are all afraid. They see that he has to continue in order to give the car to Angelo, and he does not want to stop at all. But here he gets tired and thinks about what happened. They notice this, and he keeps thinking, and is very affected. They wanted to stop the car until he had an accident, and this left him at that time. A terrible thing happened, and he heard Sobes, who was tired and tried to get out of the car, but he was very tired. They were trying to get him out and walk so that he could go, and get help for them because they were going to die. Pierce let him save himself and walked and left them, so that Pierce got them out of the car before it fell into the river and saved him. This was all because of his contract with Jaji, so he returned. Time and family Jaji knows that Pierce is coming to the house, and as soon as he arrives, he refuses to be with his mother or her new boyfriend. She says she wants to be with her children, which shocks Jaji because she thinks Pierce is just her cousin. Pierce goes and gets into another argument with his mother, who decides to tell Jaji that they are siblings. Jaji is shocked and cries a lot. They both stare at each other, and she feels very wronged. Will Jaji discover more secrets about her life? And will he be able to forget all this cruelty? We'll find out in the next episode. Stay tuned, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. My friends, bye.